Hey, Ryan Michael Galloway here with We Don't Need No StinkingRecordCompany.com. I'm with David Spangenberg, affectionately known by his friends and fans as Professor Pooch. He's ProfessorPooch.com out there. You must go out and check out his new site and new stuff he's doing. Got some great stuff happening. Hopefully we get a chance to talk about that a little bit later, a couple posts from now. But we're talking about things to get ready to get done before you start approaching anybody for a legal relationship like a manager or a record company. And what we talked about last night was about choosing a performing rights organization like SESAC or BMI or ASCAP.
And we need to talk a little more on publishing.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about that then. And also, just to make clear that to the performing rights organization, they understand that you are both the writer and the publisher, so you get both halves of the money. Because the fact is, if you just register with one of them as the songwriter, you get the songwriter royalties, and 50% of them just go into thin air, and that's not a good thing. But let's talk a little bit more about publishing. You got some things to say, David?
Yes, I have a few more things to say. One major thing I always tell people that they don't think about is you want to sign, if you're a songwriter and you own a publishing company, you want to sign a songwriter's agreement with yourself as a publisher.
Okay.
Now the question is, why sign with yourself? It's very simple. If you're going to be dealing with a manager who wants some publishing or a record company that wants some of the publishing, which contract do you want to use, the songwriter's contract? Do you want to use the one the record company gives you to sign, or do you want one that protects you and makes sure that you get all the money you're supposed to get? It's like when I write a songwriter's contract, I make sure there's certain things in it so you actually get paid for everything. Because if they start listing that they're going to pay you just for synchronization, like syncing music with film, and they'll pay you for sale of records and tapes, and if they leave things out, I mean, let's face it, there seems to be a new format every single day.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating very slightly. There's so many forms of income.
Yeah.
That you want to make sure you're covered. So I always recommend it needs at least what I call a catch-all clause. In other words, I want 50% of everything not listed in this agreement.
Awesome.
And that's in simple English.
Well, that's
spelled out a little more in the contract.
That's
but
fantastic
think of
advice.
it, because remember, it's not always what's in a contract that can hurt you.
What you leave out.
What's been left out of it. And there's other things to be concerned about, but main thing is set up your publishing company. Make sure, and also remember something, if you want to get paid for each recording of each song you do, you got to put in a works form on whatever BMI, ASCAP, SESAC. Make sure you put in a works form telling them which songs are out there.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I've got a few I need to catch up on. This is just great advice, David. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody listening does. So, friends, we're going to come back tomorrow night with a little bit more stuff, and I hope you come back with us. I'm with David Spangenberg of ProfessorPooch.com. I hope you check that out. I am Ryan Michael Galloway from We Don't Need No StinkingRecordCompany.com, and we'll see you shortly.